I'm back. What's up? What's going on? Welcome to Stargeekz. Another new episode. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to jump on with y'all last week. I jumped on at the last second and I was very late. But welcome back to the show. This is Sean.
This is Steve.
And this is Ed. And Sean, you were missed.
Well, I noticed. I noticed.
This is your show, man.
I get it. Although it's not with us this week, I don't know what he's doing. I think he's studying, I think. Is that what he wants? I don't know.
There was that thing at that club downtown with the tassels. I don't know.
Oh shit. you know what? When he's not with us, there's a lot of shit that happens when he's not with us. So
that's true.
Yeah. Zombie, what's up, man? Thanks for joining the show.
Zombie.
Oh man. So Ed, I didn't get a chance to talk about a lot of stuff last week, but I know you got news this week, right? Because there's a lot of news this week. Did you not?
Not a lot. I got a couple things. I mean, if you got stuff to add in, we'll always take more.
Thought I seen Star Wars stuff, but maybe I'm crazy. I mean, but I'll let you get into your news because I don't really have much. Did anybody get anything for a toy box or our little toy box thing that we talk about?
No, I got a couple
Star Wars stuff. I tell you what, though, being back in New York fucking sucks. I'm gonna tell you why. There's so much shit to buy.
Temptation.
I went to like 5 stores this week, man, in New York, and I'm just like, oh my God, I need this. And I'm like, shit. They have like these bear bricks, and there's a Star Wars bear brick. It's like little bears, but they're like vinyl toys, but it's like this big. It's huge, like huge. I was like, damn, do I get it? It only won like $100 for it. I was like, man, I don't need that. Star Wars Addict, what's up, man? Thanks for joining the show. Buddy. To join the show, Taylor. Thank you for joining the show.
Taylor, hello.
Oh, but do you really need it, Sean?
You need it like you need that Millennium Falcon chair. God damn, that thing is nice, dog.
We're gonna get Ed. You got that right?
If it wasn't that price, bro, come on.
Ed, you have that right? We're gonna talk about that tonight. I am.
We can talk about it. I didn't put anything together. That was beautiful and expensive.
I know, dog. I know.
That chair doesn't make no sense how expensive it is, but it's so.
How much? Wait a minute. Nice. What's expensive? It's not. It was $1,500, right?
That's a lot
Correct.
for a chair.
Star Wars chair, though. A Millennium.
It's a desk chair, man. It's not like it's not reclined. It doesn't fucking have any features. You know what I'm saying? Like it's cool.
It doesn't come with the Millennium Falcon,
but it's a desk chair. I could even see maybe 1,000, maybe like $9.99. Like I could see that, but like $14.99 is wild price.
300 shipping is nuts. It is nuts, Jeff. Yo, it is nonsense. It doesn't make any sense. But I mean, hey, Ed, we're gonna get into your news. We'll start you off, and then we'll jump into a little bit of some other stuff. But Ed, I gotta play your little thing. There you go.
Here they come.
I just want to play that. I don't know why.
Alrighty then. So Andor, obviously the big news with what's coming up. Still so excited. There was some conversation with Tony Gilroy, and based on what he's saying, it sounds like he's probably done with Star Wars.
Really?
He's spent pretty much a good 10-year stint because he had involvement in Rogue One and then Andor season 2. And he's not a young man, and he has some other projects, and he's making it sound like, all right, I've done my part for Star Wars. I want to go do some other stuff before I run out of time. So, which is very disappointing because, again, between Rogue One, Andor, and while I have extremely high expectation for Andor season 2, this collection has been the best Star Wars since the original trilogy. And arguably, some of it's better than some of the original trilogy stuff. So I'm just hoping he can pass on what he's learned, as Yoda would say. Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
I hope it's not true, but I can understand why.
I mean, it probably will be.
So
It's so singular, Andor. You know, it's like I don't know if the rest of Star Wars would be ready for Tony Gilroy to come in and start wrecking shop. You know, like that's not realistic. Get those kids off of those fucking bikes. Put his fucking helmet on. We got to wrap this whole shit up. You know, Tony Gilroy would come in and like clean house, bro.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, yo, watching Andor this week is a cold-blooded. It's a Star Wars masterpiece. Like the shit that the writing is so chef's kiss. Like just like we'll get into a review of 4, 5, and 6 this week, but god damn, man. Like, yo, Gilroy did a hell of a job. It was Game of Thrones level kind of Star Wars, dog. Like, I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah.
And I'm just sad to see him not, join in for anything else. I would love to see him do a trilogy, to be honest. The way the way he did this shit is beautiful, but hey, can't get it all. You
Eventually,
can't have
we got more than that. If you watch Andor season 1 and 2 all together, that's a whole trilogy of movies right there. In runtime,
it really is.
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
In runtime, I mean, I'm looking at it right here. I got the screen pulled up. 53 minutes. They did not fuck around with Andor. You know what I'm saying? These are full-length episodes. So not movie.
And we talked about this last week, Sean, when we missed you. We talked about the trailer for season 2 and then the release about how we're getting season 2 and that you're getting them in 3 episode clips each week. So basically we're getting a full length movie for 4 consecutive weeks.
Damn.
It just makes me feel so warm inside.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Oh,
Anticipation is there, man. It's there.
So Moff Gideon, what do you think about his possible return for the Mandalorian Grogu movie? Now, the reason that this comes up is that, again, all of these actors have conversations with people all the time for various projects. And Star Wars, if they've been in it, it always comes up. And Giancarlo Esposito has commented that he would like to reprise the role of Moff Gideon. Now, it would think that he died in that last episode of The Mandalorian, but we know how death works in Star Wars, that very few times is it permanent. So could he come back? Should he come back?
Believe it or not, Palpatine came back.
Everybody comes back.
I like
Darth
Moff
Maul
Gideon.
came back.
I thought he was a cool character. I wasn't a big fan of his, like, when he got his helmet. I thought it looked kind of silly. It was like, it looks heavier.
Yeah.
It looks a little
Yeah, but then he was cloned. Like, so it's like, I mean, I guess we're doing that, because he was a clone of himself, right?
He looks tired in that picture. Does he want to come back?
No, Giancarlo, man, I think he'll do anything. Man, he does that. That motherfucker do everything, dog.
Well, because Breaking Bad happened, and then suddenly the world was like, "Oh my god, it's that guy from fucking Maximum Overdrive. We got to put him in everything."
Yeah, he don't turn down a check, so he's like Samuel in many ways. So I ain't mad at him. Listen, if he come back, he come back. It is what it is. I don't really see a reason, but like,
should he come back as like one of those like opening scene villains? Like he's like, "I'm here to cause ruckus," and then they're like, "Just get out of here." And he gets led away in handcuffs, and then they're off to their adventure.
Could be.
As long as they do a better job of utilizing his character, if they do, than what we saw from him in the Captain America movie.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
There's some collecting thing. I didn't have anything else that was news, because again, a lot of the conversations about Andor. I don't know if
don't jump into collecting then. I got something for Star Wars. Okay, Star Wars Underworld. Did you talk about that last week?
No.
Okay. All right. So Star Wars Underworld was Lucas's I guess Star Wars project?
Yes. He wanted to do television before television was what it is today.
Correct.
Underworld, and I know it also, I think, went by 1313 because it was a lot of discussion about kind of the underworld of Coruscant.
Yes.
We've got mention of 1313 before, but it got shelved because of money.
So, well, it cost what, 40 million to produce.
That's what they were projecting because of the technology at the time.
Yeah.
Which
He struggled to find a network to develop it, but that was
Yeah.
a budget of $2.4 billion.
for what, 60 episodes?
Yes. I think they had over 60 scripts.
Oh yeah.
Third draft scripts. McCollum says in the video below, it says, again, the most wonderful writers in the world on it. And again, we created exactly the same experience for everybody at Skywalker Ranch. And again, just a phenomenal group of talent. And these were dark. These were sexy. These were violent. They were just absolutely wonderful, wonderful, complicated, challenging. And I mean, it would have blown up the whole Star Wars universe. And Disney definitely would have never offered George to buy it. Laughed, but it's one of the greatest disappointments of our life. God damn.
Well, so the scripts are there; they still exist.
Yeah, but they're probably shit now though,
And they're
Like,
probably out of sync with a lot of stuff that's happened in Star Wars up to now. And from the sounds of it, it does. Well, I don't know. Like I'm like Disney Plus might not put it up, but then again, we just Daredevil's out, and that's pretty fucking violent. And Andor's out, and there's a whole ass sex scene in that. I'm just saying, like maybe they could.
Right. I mean, 60 episodes worth of content.
I think writing it would have probably. I think because remember, you're writing it. That was what, years ago.
Oh my god, yeah.
Okay, what about this? What about
The
this?
writing now would be not great, but go ahead.
What if because that was supposed to be the first live action Star Wars thing, right?
Mhm.
But there's been several live action Star Wars things now. Why not redo that? Make it like an Elseworlds kind of thing, animated, just like they do Star Wars Vision, Star Wars everything. Put that whole, it's not going to cost fucking 40 million. An animated show using those exact scripts and that exact story.
Well, it wouldn't cost 40 million today. I mean, the technology's changed. You have the volume. So I'm just wondering, in that 60 episodes worth of scripts, what can we cherry pick from it? There's got to be content there that still works in the current canon today that you could utilize and give us some other dark content. I mean, shoot, you can't tell me that you can't take 60 of them and give us 2 like 10 episode seasons of something. You can't get me 20 out of the 60. It's got to be enough there.
I don't know.
Got to be.
Sounds
There's
cool.
so
though.
much. There's so much content. Like there's so much they can
Yeah.
write stories on, but I don't know. I don't know.
I
Who
mean,
knows?
Disney owns it now because I'm sure that's got to be part of the whole package. Like he sold them everything. Is nobody reading it? Is it just locked away in the vault, sitting on a shelf, collecting dust? Let's go.
Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah.
read it.
Yeah, it is sitting on a damn dust buck.
Let's go.
Nobody's reading that shit. That's the worst part about it. So
I mean, yeah, Steve just said between what we see from Daredevil, what we've got in Andor, you can give me some dark underworld Star Wars.
You know the kind of movies that are streaming on Disney Plus right now? They threw that caution to the wind a minute ago.
Oh yeah.
The first Omen is streaming on there, and that has a highly questionable content in that movie. So I'll just say,
all right.
No
Well,
more G.
we'll see what happens when Kathleen Kennedy doesn't give up her
doesn't pull another fucking Tom Brady. She's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna retire. Just kidding.
and now she's not retiring. She said, fuck you.
Well, we talked about it last week. She should never
Yeah.
retire from movies. She's a fucking awesome producer. Maybe you don't agree with everything she's done in Star Wars, but oof, that woman has a catalog.
She does. She's a better catalog than a lot of motherfuckers out here. So listen, you gotta give her credit. As much as y'all hate her, you gotta give her credit. I don't give a shit what nobody said.
Absolutely.
Shit, if I had that resume, motherfuckers would hate half the shit I do too. I ain't even gonna hold you. I know motherfuckers would hate half of the shit I do. And I
You're
know
a
that.
black guy. It'd be way worse.
Oh, it'd be worse. Oh my god, what? Oh my god.
They'd hate everything.
Yo, you know how bad it was when
Yeah.
Finn took off his helmet and he was black? Did you see that?
So many.
It was so bad. It was just like, oh my god.
Black stormtrooper. Well, I
Yes!
never.
I
You know?
never. Like, what the fuck? Imagine if I was a black producer doing Star Wars.
And then me, as
Oh.
at that time when that came out, I was a much less of a Star Wars fan when I saw that in the theater, and I was like, "Oh, from Attack the Block, sweet." You know, that was my fucking reaction.
That was our shit. Yo, Attack the Block was the shit. And we
I was like, John Boyega is great.
Yeah, John Boyega is awesome. And then, okay, Force Awakens was good, and then two more movies. It was like, he's not attacking the block. He's not pulling off.
Did we ever do a deep dive on the we probably did, and I just don't remember doing it, but the deep dive on the concept art for what was episode 9?
Yes, remember? We did that. We talked about it.
So
me and you were upset.
Finn would have been such a better character if they just would have stopped meddling. Anyway, I digress. We've been here. We've talked about it. We did a whole episode apparently. So it's
All right. Hey, what else you got? You got something else in there?
The collectible things.
No. All right. Well, I'll pop you back on there, buddy.
So Walmart's next Collector Con event starts tomorrow. In case you want to go to Walmart and pick up a few action figures.
Still cool packaging though.
It is cool.
3/4-inch figures.
It is cool packaging. Those aren't 3 3/4. Those are Black
They're
Series.
the 6. Black.
Yeah.
Those are Black Series figures, and that's really cool then, because I've only seen that packaging in like the little guys, so that's really cool if those are big.
Yeah, it's Black Series stuff. I mean, I guess.
I can't tell, Sean. Their hands look weird. They look small and molded for.
What's going on?
They look molded for a.
No. Those are 6-inch Black Series figures. I don't care enough. It's nice, but I would have. I don't know. I'm collecting the retro collection still though. So like, that's not to have those is cool.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Yeah. Yes, I'm glad you talked about this, Ed. Surprisingly,
those look really
again,
cool.
I don't go into this world, but I love the look of these.
I know
Stormtroopers from Rebels.
Those look really nice.
Good. They look very nice, man. Very well done. And I think they're a collaboration with Hot Toys, which is even better. That solidifies them a little bit more. But the way that they come out looking like those Clone War era, figures from the animated cartoon, fucking great.
Dang, and the Darth Vader there looks so nice.
Yeah. And they're a great price. They're not expensive. $165 is not bad for like Hot Toys figures.
Not at all.
And actually, let me share a little bit more. And I'm gonna jump into the sideshow screen, but they come with a lot more shit. Like, look at the base. I love the base, the artwork for the base, and it's interchangeable with your comic books. That's kind of like a great thing. Like, and it looks great. They're very clean.
Straight out of the show too.
I know, dude.
So these aren't like statues. They're posable.
No, they're 1/6 scale figures. Yeah,
figures fully posable.
Oh,
yeah. You could troop build these things for that price.
Yeah,
wow.
Not bad. I mean, that'd be.
You wouldn't need like 20. You need 2, 3.
And then they got a Vader coming out, dude. I'm not doing it. You won't get me. You won't get me, Hot Toys. You won't get me, Huno Studios, where the hell you are. But then they got another one coming out. Damn. With the pauldron. So that's kind of cool. Like, I mean, it's not bad. Not bad at all, man. I mean, again, they're a good price, so you can't beat it.
So, it's pretty good.
What else you got, Ed?
Disney is doing a Mara Jade lightsaber set, which is very surprising. I mean, I know Lucas is out, but George Lucas hated Mara Jade. And I'm surprised. Oh, yes. He wanted nothing to do with that character.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either. Why not?
I have no idea, but for whatever reason, that was just a character that he wanted nothing to do with.
Wow.
So, I mean, again, he's not in the mix anymore. So It just is surprising when it comes through the official channel, being Lucasfilm, Disney, that Mara Jade is alive and well in the mix. So who knows if she may.
It comes with a nice collector's box too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's always these Disney ones always come with a really cool collector's box, and the price is probably like what maybe 400. 100% sure.
I did not see a price on it, but
yeah, I think so. I think it's about 300 or 400. Usually, that's the price for the special box.
Yeah.
I don't care enough about the character to.
Well, Star Wars Addict makes a good point, and I think Ed was starting to lean into that a little bit. Is she's probably gonna? You think she's probably gonna show up in something at this point if they're releasing merch for her? It's weird to release merch for a character that doesn't exist.
She is. I think it's a comic book issue 1 coming out with it.
Yeah, but like, why drum up all this knowledge about a character without having a plan for the said character? You know,
that's true.
I don't know. It would be hard though because of where she fits in the timeline.
Well, they can make up anything.
Yeah, fuck it. They put her wherever they want. She hasn't been introduced yet. Drop her in wherever.
That's true.
To me, I think they're running out of ideas of lightsabers, and they're watching. I think they're watching a lot of these other lightsaber groups make these custom sabers, and they're like, "Well, if they could do it, fucking we could do it. And we got the license, so why the fuck can't we do it and give it put it in a better box with a licensing on it and punch it like it makes sense." Like the thing that they don't understand is like these lightsaber groups are kind of giving away their ideas, but at the same time they don't have the license, so Disney can do whatever the fuck they want. And by okay, well, we're gonna buy your lightsaber, look at it, analyze it, and then make our own shit and put a price tag on it and put a licensing on it, and then there you go. So that's rules of the game, but that's pretty much what they're probably doing. That's I assume, but who knows? You know, it's a nice lightsaber though, but I don't need it.
No, I don't need any more lightsabers.
Yeah. What else you got?
That's it on that end.
I got something for you.
All right.
I don't know if you've seen this yet, but this is the full picture of the Grand Admiral Thrawn premium format, and it is in all its glory pretty fucking amazing. And it comes with an alternate head sculpt. But what I actually I'd keep the comic book version of that. Like but it's cool though.
So you have the comic book and the live action.
Yeah. Live action was way better, but I mean,
you said the live action one's better? I think that one's better.
Oh no, the comic version. I'm sorry.
That motherfucker right there looks really cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's a nice piece though.
It's really nice.
Yeah. So
well, is it on your list?
No. No, I don't need. I'm not collecting any more statues. And it's $880. It's not a bad price though.
It's huge.
Yeah, $880 is not a bad price. It's not a bad price, but not on my list. Oh, Joel Hazy, who did one of my pieces. He's gonna print the lizard that goes around the neck of it.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Yeah, I'm not getting that fucking thing. You can keep that. I'm cool. Like I'm done with statues. I just want to finish off these ships and I'm done. I'm happy. I can ride off into the sunset. A happy camper. And that's I'm okay with that.
For now.
You guys don't believe me, but
well, I mean, maybe for Star Wars stuff, but there's so much little stuff. You're onto that hardcore into that G.I. Joe line.
There's a couple 80s pieces that I'm like, I'm gonna probably get a couple of those. But
yeah, I could.
Star Wars Addict got fucking he got the other day, Jeff. Which we gotta get him on the show because he has an amazing collection, but he got 2 Transformer helmets signed by Peter Cullen and I think somebody and the guy who played Megatron. They're both like 2 like life-size helmet things. Like they look amazing. And he got them signed. They're great. We gotta get Jeff on the show at some point, but we'll get him on here. But yeah, man, it's I'm tapping out. So we'll see. Once Ed opens up a comic book store, maybe I'll probably jump back in. But
well, it's just because it'll rotate.
Yeah.
Stuff in, stuff out.
So that's it. What else we got? Nothing?
Nothing. Although it's not Star Wars.
Well, wait. wait, because I'm sorry, we were talking about this goddamn chair. And I'll jump into it.
We gotta talk. We gotta show the chair off. We gotta
Show the
look at it.
chair.
Yeah, I
It's
thought
so
I thought
good.
you had it in your
God,
rotation.
I wanted that. It looks so comfortable. Like I could smell what that. You know what I mean? Like, I could feel that chair.
So
just by
Regal
the picture.
Robot is dropping a chair, and it
Regal
looks
Robot,
pretty goddamn amazing.
I'm
Let's
not
see.
the right demographic for Regal Robot. I don't think, price wise.
No, it's a Star Wars thing, but yeah, this is the Millennium Falcon cockpit
Cockpit?
rolling chair, and it looks comfortable as shit, Steve. It really does. It's a really nice fucking chair, but it looks like a regular chair to me. There's nothing special
I mean,
about it.
it's got like that suede kind of fabric on the front, you know, the
Right.
faux suede, and it's got leather on the back. It looks cushiony. I'm not. It's got a nice design. I'm not seeing where the 1500 comes from. I'm just not. It's got some rolly wheels. The chair I got's got rolly wheels. It can go up and down. So can this one. I just,
If you're looking at this image right here, the 1500 comes from all the way in the upper right corner. Star Wars.
oh yeah, there's probably a fucking tag somewhere on it that's gonna cost. That's the cost.
I mean, I just, is somebody going to duplicate this chair? Like, if they duplicate it for cheaper, I'll
I
take
need
it.
to knock off.
Yeah, nice chair, but not nice enough for fit. I know, man. It's like,
Yeah.
what makes it so special? It's like 1800 all in better. Yeah,
I mean,
right.
really,
Like,
if you had the pattern and you had the tools and the foam and the material, you could. None of this shit looks too hard. I just, you know me, Sean. I just build shit. I'm like,
I know. It's like
I could make that.
I know, man. It's like I'm not purchasing it, but it's cool. But if it costs like 9, maybe 8, I could probably I could like, all right, cool, I get that. But
Right.
$1,500, and there's no real. I don't know if is there like is there the legacy thing with it? Like, is it like, did they market based off of the original? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm looking at it now and I'm trying to read it, but it doesn't say that. It's just, I don't know. It's a geeky way to bring Star Wars style into your office. It's not like a replica of the exact chair. So I don't.
It looks so nice, but the price just kills me.
I can't. It just doesn't. I just can't validate it. I mean,
does it come? And maybe like if it came with those cool ass weird little side
Steve,
tables.
No,
but
they're
it
separate.
doesn't
Buy
come
them
with
separate.
Those
And
are
those are
another
fucking
$1,000. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you tell me I buy the chair and I get the Han Solo outfit with it. I'm in.
Yeah, and you only get one cargo. It's like, it's not like it's coming with all 3 of them.
Ed's bundle requests always involve like costumes or
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
It's like if you throw in a screen worn mask, I'll make it happen.
well, if somebody don't make these shits in foam and
So-
fucking print them damn things out, 3D printed,
Like
That
that doesn't
900
look like that difficult of a thing to make.
it
No.
does. It doesn't look like it's that difficult. Like,
I know they don't even
And they're-
open.
I
They
know
just-
that,
they just-
and that would
they're
be
just like-
great if they opened.
You know what those are, Sean? Those are like hollow plastic, like they like the little kids' fucking playground slides and shit. You know what I mean? That's what that shit is. They're hollow. They're fucking weigh nothing.
Somebody can make those fucking things, dog. I'm sorry. Hey, listen, I'm not taking anything away from you,
$1,000. They did a little
For
age.
one?
Sean, you age the shit out of your little models and shit for
Oh,
cheap.
yeah.
Like you could age that one of those, no problem.
Somebody has to be able to 3D print these motherfuckers, dog. Because that, it just, I mean, mailing it maybe a little bit. I'm assuming they're hefty. They probably put some weight on them.
Oh, does it give specs on the bottom? Does it say how much they
Each weighs nearly 20 pounds.
Oh dang, so they're not, maybe they're, yeah. Okay.
They're thick polyurethane resin. I guess that makes sense.
Those are heavy ass fucking.
But again, that $1,000, is that for one or all 3?
That's for one.
Oh, hell no.
You're getting one, dog. One.
Yeah, I know.
Somebody in the comments say anything?
Oh,
You
no.
can't, look, you can't even put storage in these motherfuckers. They're like, God
I
damn.
don't, if I made them, they would have a lid that came off, or at least one of those little round things would come out.
Nah, man, something.
There's actually a lady and her husband. They're building Ed. You got to see this shit. They're building a cockpit, and they're building a Millennium Falcon cockpit, and then she has the chairs and everything. Like, yo, it looks amazing. I'll send you pictures when she's done with it, but it's fucking amazing.
Where are they building it?
$99 shipping. Fuck that.
Like in their house, they're building it.
In her house.
That's fucking sweet.
Yes. His wife is building it.
I love that shit, man.
What does it look out on? Like when you look out of the
fucking
cockpit,
space. You put a TV on the window and it looks like space.
Thing going on. She got a whole thing going on. I think she's building it. I think she's building it. Yeah, she's a B. Like their collection is nice too, man. Like it's crazy.
That'd be awesome if that was like their gaming setup or something. Was the cockpit to the Millennium Falcon?
They're a little old. They're older, so I don't think they have. I don't think they're into gaming or nothing like that. But
yeah. I was just thinking in my head, like the gaming setup would be a perfect setup for.
Oh, I agree. Very
nice.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know. There's something else that they were making too that I had seen that I was like, yeesh, I don't even know. Oh, the custom cantina pieces. I don't know how much these are, but like each piece, I think they have like pieces, and then they have the table, the light up table.
Guaranteed $2,000 at least.
I don't know. These are custom. Ed, I'm gonna need you to get a 3D printer or something. We need to start making moves. I need you to build something like this because I know you could do it. You know, like I'm about to give you.
Now, see, and nobody in my household would go for it. But as I'm looking at this, because my basement's finished and I have the bar, and no one goes down there but me.
Yeah, I know.
To redo that to look like the cantina,
a cantina,
that would be fantastic.
Ed,
would be fantastic.
Hey, if you take care of transportation, I will come handle most of that labor for you, my dude. That's what I do. I tried to convince Alil to help me. We were talking about it. He was going to fly me out there. We were going to redo his basement. We had plans. I had shit worked up. It was weird.
I mean, Ed, I think you could do it. I think if you just started doing it,
that droid detector is awesome. That'd be great.
Ed, I would come in and paint. Like I would do, like I'll put all the artwork on the wall for you. Like I would do everything that needs to get done to get this done. I don't know, dude, but you got the better space than I got. But like, man, it would be nice. And then I mean, clearly some of this shit can get made customly, but
just so that you could have that booth where Han shot Greedo. Come on, so good.
I was in human cardboard. I agree, yo. I agree, man. Like I definitely some of that shit is overpriced, man. They're gambling on the Star Wars community to buy them because people get hyped about that shit and they'll buy it. Like I've been there. Like they fell into it and it's a trap and you go down that rabbit hole and you're like, oh shit. It's a trap. Yeah. Oh, $1,500 here. Oh, $1,000 here. Oh, this is there. Oh, yeah. And then by the time it's all over, you got a big ass shit that you just like, wait, this chair is uncomfortable. I'm not even using those goddamn bricks in the corner. like it comes down to that.
I'm broke.
Facts. You know, I've been there. Shit. So it's crazy, man. But hey, man, listen, for whoever out there getting it, listen, good luck. I hope you do your thing. But for me, nah, I'm cool.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. So that brings us to we're at the 30-minute mark on the show. And Ed, I'll let you dip into your Andor season 4 through 6. We're gonna review these. If you've watched Andor, you know what's going on. But listen, we're gonna take our hits at it. We enjoyed it, so we're gonna talk about it and run it down. We're on our road to Andor season 2. I'm sorry,
season 2.
So
I wish we had
what a world we'd be in if it was season 3, Sean. What a world.
I know, right?
So this is the Aldhani arc, episodes 4, 5, and 6, which are Aldhani, the Axe Forgets, and the Eye. And yes, so we got the introduction of Andor in 1, 2, and 3. He met Luthen, and this is kind of how he now his first taste into the rebellion.
So Ed, I didn't realize this. I didn't realize that each episode was an arc, a 3-part arc.
Well, in
I didn't
this season, you have 1, 2, 3, 4,
Right.
5, 6. Then you have 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 11 and 12 are separate. So they're not exactly in 3-episode segments like we're getting in season 2.
Yes.
So, oh, there it is.
Like
The Sky Kyber.
Kyber crystal that was like the show.
Yes, indeed.
Nice little piece.
Don't take anything less than 50,000 for it.
I have no idea what I would ever do with it, but it was like kind of cool to get. I was like, yeah, you know what? I kind of need that. It's a Kyber crystal. Why not? But go ahead.
Which, and again, we talked about it in 1, 2, and 3. I still think that Luthen is a hidden Jedi.
You think so?
The walking stick hilt, while several characters have walking sticks, it looks like a lightsaber.
Does he have a walking stick hilt?
Yes, and it's collapsible. We saw it in the first 3.
Holy shit.
It looks very much like a lightsaber. We have the fact that he's a collector of antiquities. So this could be nothing but a piece of his antique, but it's personal to him, which makes me think that, again, this could potentially be his saber's Kyber. Don't know. When we get into the next arc and we get that fantastic speech about the stuff that he has given up, that's the one that I'm like, okay, he's a Jedi who has sacrificed everything, as he says. So, hiding in plain sight. But
ho, real quick. Season 2. Let's just fucking say, though, he's surrounded by stormtroopers and it's like, that's it, no way out. Dog, and this is his last stand. Like, this is like that moment where you like, oh man, this is where he gonna bite it. And then all of a sudden, that fucking stick breaks and that fucking lightsaber comes out and he just starts manhandling shit. Dog, tell me y'all not gonna be like, holy shit, if that happens. I'm not saying it's not gonna happen, but I'm just saying
it'd be a good fan service moment for sure.
It would be a great fan service moment.
So
he looks kind of Jedi-like too, especially in that picture. His coat is very reminiscent of Jedi robes, and underneath, the way he wears the layers of his shirts, it has a very Jedi look to it, Ed. So I'm kind of agreeing with you there.
I think he will die in the second season. I don't think it'll be anything that spectacular, because especially when we compare it to like the Obi-Wan series, how Obi-Wan, his force powers were diminishing because he was not using them. I think Luthen's going to be in the same position. I don't think it's like anything else. He doesn't exercise or stretch. So I don't think that he's going to be able to do much of anything. But I put in the bottom here. So as they're escaping Ferrix and they're kind of having their conversation back and forth, it was interesting because this was our first take when Andor's like, oh, so you're Alliance, Sep, Guerrilla, Partisan Front. It gives you an indication that while there is no single rebel alliance yet, there are these little factions out there that are all slowly starting to resist. But as these little factions, they mean nothing to the Empire. They are a nuisance at best.
Yeah, at best, a speck on a giant scheme of what they're doing. So it doesn't really affect anything.
Yes.
Until it really. I love this scene. Oh, love it all.
God, just how the set design is. That room is intimidating as shit. If someone was like, "You're about to go have a meeting in there," I'd be like, "Oh no."
The white room.
I'm getting anxious. Just sit like, Yeah, it's very cool. It's a very good introduction to a new character, and it's a good scene.
Yeah, it was a great scene.
And his comments when he asks, like, us being the ISB, like, what do we do? And of course, Deidre gives her textbook answer, and he's like, no, we're healthcare providers. We treat sickness, we identify problems, we locate germs, whether they arise from within or come from outside. Like his explanation of what this basically secret police do is fantastic.
Right. Oh, I loved it. I love it. Perfect. It literally like the acting, and Steve, I'll go back to Steve. I mean, we talk about Game of Thrones. It is Game of Thrones level acting. And that's the part that separates this show from other Star Wars shows, even Ahsoka. The acting is like pure, like fuck, like they're coming at you, and you either hate the characters or love the characters, or there's like a middle for the fucking characters, and every character has a presence in acting, like how they're doing it. Okay.
Well, nobody here feels like a character in costume.
Right.
It just feels like you're just watching shit happen in a very real universe, and it's hard for shows to get that, and they're doing a really good job here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? Like the cleaning crew must hate this room. Like, fuck.
No, but again, they're the subtle things, because the rebellion, they're the peasants. They're dirty. They're scrounging.
Agreed.
And the Empire is perfect and clean, and everything is brand new. And they spend every bit of money and credit in the universe on making everything perfect.
Yeah, and for every Star Wars fan, from original trilogy to even whatever, the rebellion is always clean. They're never ever
The Empire
is always clean, just fantastically. The black, the white, everything is just shiny. It's like even watching the sequels, like everything is just shiny black. It was crazy, like how they got clean.
Kind of looks like she's strangling a duck in that picture.
Oh shit, it does look like that.
So here's where he brings Andor and explains to him that, like, look, and he offers to pay him 200,000 credits, come away clean, convinces her to take him in on the group, and he's like, they're gonna fight, but it's his introduction into it.
This fucking guy, dude. Every time that guy, you know why he's great? Because he has such a punchable face. Like you just want to right there. God, he's so good at that. Like,
but it makes it even better because it shows how the Empire is. And the Empire comes in and is like, look, you guys got to run your own thing, but you fucked it up so bad. And I love how he's like, you should be proud. You have rung the bell. The Empire is now in control. You're not getting replaced. The Empire is just here to stay now. So congratulations, buddy. You just fucked it up for everybody.
Yeah.
And for somebody who is so proud of who he is and what he was doing, to just get slapped down, you can see why he just can't let go. It is going to eat him alive.
It's a good seed planting moment, and it's nice to see him get dressed down, in front of all of his friends. That's good times. Everybody's had that coworker that gets dressed down that deserved it, and you're like, yes. So nice, so satisfying.
We get to see Luthen put on his alter ego.
This was cool.
It was cool.
Fucking great, Steve. Like
he just changes. Like it's a whole. I mean, that's the point. But like,
right,
as an actor, like being able to like, I'm going to be this guy, but then I'm going to be this guy pretending to be this guy. Like, this layers on layers and layers of acting. Like, it's very good. Stellan Skarsgård is just crushing it.
He really did deserve. I think he deserved an Emmy for this shit, but that's just me. Like,
we'll see what happens when we get to the next one.
Yeah, maybe season 2. Like, at this, what did this show get any Emmys at all?
I do not recall off the top of my head.
I don't understand why it didn't, but whatever.
I'll look it up. You keep talking.
Thank you. Okay.
Here's when he gets introduced to the rest of the band, and it is a fantastic group of, I guess they're rebels, but their backstory, who they are, they're different. Their different takes on and reason for being a part of it. I mean, it is so cool. Now, the one thing that, and we don't get this until I think the last episode in this arc, But the big guy right here on the left, when they tell us that he is a former stormtrooper, I would almost love for Star Wars to kind of retcon, because stormtroopers have always been kind of the joke of, they can't shoot, they can't do anything. And I could see it getting to that point eventually as they bring in all these conscripts and they just water down the stormtrooper corps.
Mhm.
But looking at him, I envision like just stormtroopers being badass, especially because now we have a mix of non-completely armored characters, like human characters with the helmet and the armor, and then you have stormtroopers. So I'm like starting to think of stormtroopers as more of the elite group, at least in this particular point in time. That's what I
Stormtroopers
want it to be.
aren't played in Andor as cannon fodder. They're not played as
No.
incompetent. They're scary kind of, and that's
Right. And I love
how
that.
they should be. They're bumbling buffoons in most Star Wars stuff, just firing wildly. And it's like, is it the Star Wars that are inadequate, or is it terrible guns? Like, I don't know.
Remember, they have the what you call troopers too here though. They got the black troopers too.
Yeah, they've got a couple of them because they're with her when she goes down the Ferrix. Like they're obviously protecting the important people.
Those are the ones that are scared of it.
We need a soundbite for like the Sports Center, like so I can like give you breaking news. I looked up Andor's Emmy stuff. Andor generated several Emmy nominations, but it did not win any. But it generated nominations for outstanding writing, outstanding directing, outstanding cinematography, music composition, original main title theme, sound editing, and visual effects. Nothing for acting, weirdly, but there's also this thing, episode Rick's Road was particularly well nominated. That episode, Rick's Road in particular, was the most heavily nominated episode.
Really? Huh.
Outstanding visual effects was for the episode The Eye, which we'll be talking about very soon, and well deserved. Well deserved.
Well deserved.
Oh yeah. Cyril goes,
this moment you feel kind of bad for him.
Oh,
I felt kind of bad for him.
She's just so mean to him.
Yes, yeah.
Like backhanded everything.
And you feel bad for him in many ways. You're like, oh man, but then he's becomes a dick again and you just don't care.
Yeah. We get Mon Mothma and we see the connection with her and Luthen. And it's a great way that he plays it up as this antiquities dealer, and just his flip in playing that character is so good. And his assistant, how she's right there with him as kind of the straight person, and even pulls the driver aside to kind of distract him. I mean,
I like Mon Mothma though. I like how her character is playing out in this situation.
Yes. We get introduced to another one of their characters, which is the lieutenant from the base.
Yeah.
When he pulls up on the actual speeder bike, like an Imperial speeder bike from Return of the Jedi, and the sound effects are dead on. It's just, it's so good.
Yeah.
We get to see Mon Mothma's home life, which her husband's kind of a dick.
Her husband's a fucking tool. He just wants to like be there and have his rich life and go to dinner parties and be a rich guy.
I threw that image in there because she makes the comment when she's looking at the guest list, and that is Sly Moore from the Vizier's office. So it gives you an indication, like she has one of Emperor Palpatine's top aides coming to her house at this party, which you could see why she's like, what the hell are you doing? Because that would scare the crap out of anybody, especially when you're secretly working to take down the Empire.
Mm-hmm. It was quite the guest list at this party that she didn't know was going to happen anyway. So,
Yes. They start going over the plans, and of course, Clem or Andor starts kind of picking it apart, and we get the whole point to where he's like, "You're taking on a garrison." Very not happy about that. He was good with the heist, but didn't realize how involved this was. And then, of course, they're trying to she's trying to get everybody else to buy into him as a character, but the tension in this group is so good.
Oh yeah, nobody trusts anybody.
No,
But they're all also like loyal to a fault, but will very quickly stab each other in the back. Also, like it's a strange group they got.
yeah. The one Cinta, she's the only one who I don't think we got any real background. So the guy
didn't
here,
say
we
much.
know he was the stormtrooper.
Mm-hmm.
She is Mon's cousin and kind of the spoiled rich girl who is rebelling against her own
Yes.
upbringing.
Right.
You've got the young kid who he's the idealist. Cinta's the hard one because she's the one who shoots the Imperial when they are robbing the place, like just executes them.
Oh yeah, she doesn't give a fuck.
No, I mean she's hard. And then of course you got the guy who's the former prisoner who's basically in it for himself, but doesn't really tell you until the very end.
That was what you call it? The
Cousin.
thing. Cousin.
Yeah.
Cousin.
That's it. Cousin.
The Imperial intrigue as they're fighting amongst themselves for position and favor, which makes sense.
God, I just can't get over like every frame. It's just so well thought out. Like, and I don't know how much of this is practical and how much is like the background very easily could be CGI and just the desk really is,
Yeah.
you know, and even only part of that. Like the whole thing could be fucking CGI. I don't fucking know, but it's very well done. It's very, very well done.
Agreed.
And this is kind of where we end the first of the three.
But those chairs looked uncomfortable too, though, didn't they? That had no fucking back support, no lumbar support, that had no padding.
None
That's
whatsoever.
some bullshit.
I
What
don't
kind
want
of
one of those
fucking
chairs.
prisoner ass chairs are those? Regal Robot, $1,500.
So we can't tell from this. It looks the same, but I'd be curious if the guy in charge, the colonel's chair, is the same, because I could see the Imperials with intention of saying, okay, you know, I'm the boss of this group. I'm going to have the comfortable chair. I want all of you uncomfortable throughout every meeting, intentionally.
That sucks. I can see that. Bastards.
Oh, yeah.
What a dick. I had a boss that did that. We had a conference room. He had a nice big old chair. Rest of us some bullshit chairs. What a guy.
This is where Skeen has gone through all of Andor's shit, and Andor is not pleased, and they talk about his tattoos from when he was in an Imperial prison or two. And Andor lets us know that he was in a youth prison for 3 years, from 13 to 16, which, as we found out early when he was with Luthen, that upon getting out, he went and served and was on the same planet where Han Solo ended up meeting Chewbacca during that whole battle.
Oh, look at that.
But the timing is not the same because that battle lasted for a long time. They were not there at the same time. He would have been there in the beginning of the war on that planet, and Han Solo would have been a couple years later.
Okay.
Because I had to measure up the timelines to see.
Deep cut. Deep cut Ed, always kick him in.
And Thor or Thing, he's not very big in this one.
Well, he's really skinny.
He's not really big in Fantastic Four either. That's it. He didn't bulk up for that movie, Ed. So
I don't know. I mean, he's
that's a CGI creation.
definitely leaned out in this one. You get to see some of, again, Mon Mothma's pleasant home life and how her whole family just treats her so poorly.
Yeah, that's
Which
teenage angst and a shitty husband.
I like the lighting on that archway, how it looks like it's like lit with LED strips. It's fucking tight. Oh man, so good.
It is nice, dude.
I need to start lighting fucking doorways with LED strips.
Yeah, with LED strips.
It's a fucking good idea, man.
That is a good fucking idea, man. Now you think about it, kind of like
we could do that. You know, I can't Star Wars the shit out of everything, but I could LED the fuck out of some door frames.
Shit, that's a good idea.
Hell yeah.
Huh.
Now, I watched this series when it came out, and I think I'm in my in the middle of my third or fourth watching it in these last couple of weeks. So knowing the future and that Mon Mothma basically sells out her family to continue her work for the rebellion, you can kind of understand why.
Killed.
You could see why she kind of is willing to sacrifice her family for the rebellion, because her family's
they're kind of
shitty. I mean, they're your family. I don't think you would really want to, but
it's a little bit easier if your families are dicks and not like super nice to you and loving.
I don't think. I
guess.
think her family may sell her out.
Well, if it goes by, and we talked about this a little bit last week, because in some of the previews for season 2, we're going to, in all likelihood, see the massacre of Gorman, which is what she talked about before that dinner party. It was after that massacre that she gives her speech in the Senate, basically accusing Palpatine of being a dictator and causing all the strife, which makes her an enemy of the state, which is when she goes into hiding and the rebels from the Ghost kind of help get her off world. So she kind of puts herself in that position from her speech, if they go that route.
Do you think we would get that scene in fucking...
I think we will.
In live... We're going to have to... So are we going to get some Rebels characters in live action?
Yeah, well, that's
fucking
part of the question.
In season 2, getting her out of shit? Ooh. Could be nice. Could be nice.
How much they put on this show? They put a lot of money into this fucking show, so we might get a lot of shit that we didn't think we was gonna get. I'm 100% sure that we may get Vader in some kind of form of fashion.
So
maybe. What you think?
Well, I have a slide I used last week at the very end of this with characters that are potential to show up in season 2, and I want to get your take on them.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Shit.
So this is, again, just the character building and the group as Nemec kind of walks through and talks about his manifesto. You've got them kind of teaching Andor / Clem to act like a soldier and doesn't like being touched. Then we get a run back to Ferrix, where we see
Andor binoculars too.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Yeah. they switch out and everything. Yep. You can see the little piece in the back and everything, dog. Yeah.
Nice.
This was an old Bell and Howell director series camera. Dupe. Just little thing.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's rocking that fucking coat, ain't he? He looks like fucking. He looks like McGruff, or he looks like Robert Stack about to tell us about some unsolved mysteries.
Look at those clean suits, though. Those suits are just perfectly pressed.
It's the Empire.
It's like, no, not a wrinkle. There's a little wrinkle in the tummy area, but that thing look tight up there. You see that shit? A little needs one of them. A little needs one of those things, like a little shoulder space in that thing. Like
they do have a little spy versus spy thing going. They got the white guy in the black outfit. They got the black guy in the white outfit.
I want one of those hats.
You think so? They're kind of they look cool in Star Wars shows, but I don't know about walking down the street in one of them.
I don't know, I might be able to rock it though. I might be able to pull it off. It looks kind of Nazi-ish though. So maybe I don't
supposed to.
It's very imperial, Sean. Very imperial.
So, and again, I know this will come as a big shock. In my quest for costumes, these outfits have always also been on my list, but I've always kind of floundered on what color of Imperial uniform to go with. The black or like the olive green from the Navy? I don't know.
I'd say the black.
Or like
I love the black.
The Ben Mendelsohn with the white with that
No,
cape.
I don't do the white. That's not my.
It's nice. If not the white, then the black. The black all the way.
I thought this scene was really good because in all of the times in Star Wars, we've seen dozens and even hundreds of TIE fighters, and they mean nothing in the grand scheme of battles.
Agreed.
This makes a single TIE fighter absolutely frightening.
The noise, the sound design.
And it
Yes.
just sped right by too. That was dope.
And it kind of shows the power that a single TIE fighter on a field of battle. I mean, air support's always been crucial, but as fast as they are,
Well, it just makes it puts into perspective how small the people really are in these giant dogfighting battles in space. Like
Yeah.
just little things controlling these giant machines.
Mm-hmm.
the lieutenant's kind of setting everything up on the base in preparation
Ed.
for the heist.
I don't know that's a nice. Is that a gray or is that olive green you're talking about right there?
That is a
that's
nice little
solid.
color, right? Yeah, that gray is kind of nice.
Again, Cyril getting browbeat by his mother, and now she's calling in family favors because he's unemployed.
What a loser.
Wait,
Yes.
go back to that scene. I like that little setup that they have though. I like that little
kitchen nook.
little kitchen area. I kind of digging that.
Well, this
Again,
is
though, it looks
standard living on Coruscant.
That's not even a cushion. Like that's like this thick. It's like nothing. And that's a 90-degree angle. That does not look. That looks like you sit there when you're about to get a talking to.
That has an old 60s feel to it. Like
It
that
does though, Sean. It does. I
Yeah.
would still love to fucking sit there and
that
like
60s retro feel of sit in this cubicle. This is where we eat dinner at kind of shit.
you know what? But it's the lighting though. It's dark everywhere, but they've got these lights that just light up the area. And that's what makes, they got these cool, again, not LED strips, but they got this lighting on the bottom, kind of illuminating from underneath. Just a set design. I could just on and on and on. Every picture that Ed shows.
So here is the other color of the uniform. This is the standard Imperial officer.
That's pretty good. It's a pretty
That's
solid
pretty
one.
good. I
Right there.
kind of like
So
that
yeah,
too.
like I said, I always go back and forth.
It's not bad.
The
I like
gray's
the
not bad, yeah.
Yeah.
But again, the setup with using this eye event and the way that the lieutenant plays it to where he's like, nope, you're all going to stay down here and you're going to work your ass off. And he actually gets his own subordinate to come to him and say, look, everybody wants to see the eye. Can we just keep it only a few guys here? And he's like, oh, all right. I mean, but it's the perfect setup.
Yeah.
Minimize it. Here's where he steals his Kyber. And again, this crew is so close to just breaking down on multiple occasions.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that would make sense. And as he says, it's the day before their heist. Everybody's on edge.
Yep.
They're all just nervous and anxious and scared and looking to blame or an excuse to run.
Yeah.
Great thing to show that Cyril is absolutely obsessed with Andor at this point.
Oh, absolutely.
He views Andor as the reason for all of his problems.
Well, and his way back to grace, right? Like if he can bring Andor in, he can make all these problems go away.
Yeah.
And he can he's going to save his name, bring honor back to his name or whatever, Andor is his key back. So yes, he becomes
That's his white whale.
Yeah. Yep.
And then to end this episode, you can tell that Luthen is anxious about everything that's being set up on Eldani. But we also get a little glimpse here because when he's going through well, you got your bags packed, we're ready to go just in case something goes sideways. And his assistant makes the point of going, well, you're good. And he admits that, I probably made a few mistakes with Andor and putting him in that position, that he could come back to bite me. So it lays the seed of, you know what? We are going to have to eliminate him. We're going to utilize him as the paid mercenary that he is.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we get what we want out of him, we cannot have any loose ends.
Which sucks because I like Luthen and I like Andor, so I don't want them to fight.
As we start the final episode in this 3-episode arc of The Eye.
This episode is so good. I love the culture that it kind of sets up and all this history and backstory of what this event means for all these different tribes of people. And now the Empire's kind of set up in this fucking space that all these tribes people have come for generations, you know.
And it shows the depths of what the Empire goes through to basically oppress every civilized culture in the galaxy. I mean, and they walk through and he's like, look, he goes, you know what? We just kind of encourage them down here. We give them all of these things and they're so tied up in choosing of what we gave them. They don't even realize we didn't offer them anything. Like we put these things out there. And then, you know, as these thousands and thousands of them come up to this area where we don't want them,
right?
You know, we're just going to put like a Starbucks or a McDonald's every few hundred feet. And eventually they're going to stop coming because it's just easier to stay down there.
Yeah.
And then, of course, as we found out that the lieutenant, the reason why he's part of the rebellion is that he fell in love with one of the Aldani women.
Right.
Lost a promotion because of falling in love with her, then loses the girl. And then because of all of that, he loses his taste for the Empire. So the subtle looks on his face as the rest of his Imperial squadron is like, can you believe these backwater? They're coming in here. They all smell like they're hot. Like, and
I love it. I love it because it's
the layers.
Like how Andor explains, like they're sitting on their fat asses and their white, rooms and all this kind of shit. And they're so greedy that they don't know, or they're so blind by their own greed that they can't see a rebellion building under them. And I love that shit. I love the premise of this show and how it does explain the battleground and the underworld of how the rebellion built itself up from their arrogance. And it definitely pays. It does that in the show. And I love that. I do love that part.
And you can also see why Luthen is so anxious to make this happen, because he realizes that if everything stays as is, even when you look at Andor, and he's made a point of saying Andor does not like the Empire, but he goes through and says, look, why are you even bothering? You can't win. Right. Like, we can go and we can steal their shit and we can blow up things here and there. They're too big. They don't care, and they are going to win. And so the galaxy would just be oppressed forever. Luthen realizes we have to force them to show their hand at being just evil, because otherwise people are just going to roll over and take it.
Yep.
So the in their costumes it's kind of a unique cross between like armored troopers and just wearing the uniform.
Yeah. It's very interesting. Like I never seen that version till now, and then I just realized in the next, like in the screenshots that we've seen from Andor season 2, they have the same setup too. There's another like suit kind of like, so this has never really kind of been like, they never really showed this like in character form though, like in toy form. We've never seen like that part of like the costume or anything. So I kind of like
the closest we came were in the action figure world, they called them the Death Squad troopers. They were the ones in uniform with the big black, like bowling ball helmets.
Right. But it wasn't like that though.
No. Again, you can see the disdain that both the Empire has for the Aldani and vice versa. That the Aldani are just like, you guys are scum. Like, he even takes the fur that he gives him for whatever reason and just throws it on the fire. Like,
yeah, that was a nice touch.
Like, I could care less what you people provide. And then as they march back, the heist begins. Now, it's an interesting piece to where, we're always looking at the Empire as a purely evil entity. And you have the characters in there that personify that in every way. But it was interesting in this scene when they go down there, you have the engineer from Coruscant, and he pulls his gun, but I didn't pick up on it until watching it like the third time. He's not pulling his gun on them in order to save his life. He's doing it to save the son of the commandant. He's like, let the boy go. So it's actually an interesting perspective to where he's not totally bad. He's actually just trying to save the life of the kid.
I mean, it's just like every army, there's bad people in charge of armies, but that doesn't mean that every soldier in said army is an evil person. A lot of these people have no choice. They're just,
right.
I guess I'm in this army now because I live here, and because that guy decided I was going to, that's it. So I'm assuming there's lots of, it's never painted like that though. In Star Wars, it's every person of the Empire is evil and every person that's not is good, and it's very black and white. And Andor just paints everything with such grayness.
Yes, because in that same vein, as we said, that the one girl comes down the ladder, and without a blinking, she just shoots him right away, executes him without question. And it's like, okay, we good? Let's go, move along.
Yeah.
The base is starting to realize something's not quite right, especially as he's picking up the communication between them, and he's starting to see various things, which eventually makes the plan unravel.
Even in a galaxy far, far away, that mustache is a choice.
That is a choice. Just give me this. Just give me the stash. What the porn stash?
Now, this was interesting because it didn't have the same effect when I watched this the first time, but now that Skeleton Crew is out and I'm looking at these containers of all the credits.
Yeah. Now you realize you're like, oh, well, I guess that's where the credits at.
I'm like, well, we saw a hell of a lot more than them.
Yeah. Very cool, like retro fit.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, I know what that means now because I watched the thing that came out after this.
Right.
Yes.
That's kind of cool.
Although it's also interesting too, because, and it's one of the cool things with Star Wars, because while it has a futuristic feel to it, when they tell you in the beginning of the movies that a long time ago, with all this future and space travel, they get paid in cash. There's no, it's wired to my account. So
true, it's physical media. And
it is the start of the eye.
I don't think we've ever seen a transfer of credits in Star Wars besides like it handing it to somebody else. I mean, maybe we probably have, but it's not. You're right though. They do a lot of exchanging money.
Yeah. And as the eye starts, so does the light show down in the vault as the other troopers come in, and not everybody gets out of this one.
It was a really cool fight scene. I really loved when Andor was getting attacked by that Imperial guy, and then he's able to move just so that the one guy that's pinned down gets the shot perfectly on him. Like it's good stuff. Like, and then once that guy gets that shot off, that's when Andor can then get back, and because they were losing because Andor was pinned. And once Andor gets free, then everybody else starts to get loose after the ex-stormtrooper bites it.
I heard people thought this was boring, but like this show was boring, but I don't see it. Like, I don't know what shows people watch, but like
it's so tense when the guys come down and like, what's going on? And they're like, get out of here. This is a private operation. This is a, whatever they classified. And then they're like, hey, Commandant, what's going on? And he's like, like about to die.
It's a heart attack.
Yeah.
And then he like falls. It's so tense, and there's like no music, and everyone's just like, oh shit. You see people like grabbing onto their guns. You're like, about to pop. I love that shit, dude.
That shit was great. I remember me and Steve watched. We was like, yo, this shit is great. Like, me and Steve share the same like viewing pleasures of TV most of the time. So like when we see something, we're excited because we get excited. We get really excited. So like I remember watching this, it was just like, yo, fuck. Like we were talking about it a year, before when it came out.
Well, it's exciting when you're seeing something that you're a fan of treated so well and with such care, and like it's just done so good. It's just it's really good. That boy punches it.
Yo, he did it right.
That thing bounced off him. He said, I was like, ooh, there goes your spine.
Yeah, I was like, ooh.
This is for you.
this was another one to where both the guy who got shot and this kid, do you think that they either one may have survived if they left their armor on?
No, I don't think so. I think they were dead from the gate.
that roller of money weighed a lot.
Very heavy. I
It
don't
took
think
two of them to pull it back on a dolly. That's very heavy. You know, that's very heavy, and that it hit him with gravity, and then it stayed there because they were glowing up.
Yeah, that shit hurt. It was
the whole time during this, I was telling Ed before we started recording, there's a shot of the TIE fighter pilot, Sean, when he's like getting into the cockpit and his helmet's all shiny, he's flipping the switches, and then it cuts back to the TIE fighters dropping. It's like, oh my God, it looks so good. And then those TIE fighters come tearing ass out of a fucking hillside and they're screaming across the fucking horizon while the fucking eyes happening. I'm like, boring my ass.
Yo, dog,
So
that
good.
shit was tough, dog. Like, I was like, oh man.
Yeah, but they're not good pilots in you know,
they tried.
Well, TIE fighters, they're mass produced and have no shields. So
true.
They pay the price for no shields in this storm of the eye.
That's some shit too. That's how it would be too. If it was like, you know, they're lavish, but they cut corners where they can. And they're like, yeah, we mass produce the ships. If one blows up, we'll just make a bunch more. Like, just no shields. It's fine. They're expendable. The guns, make them have a 50%, you know, efficiency rate. And the armor, it doesn't really stop much. It's just going to look cool. Hard plastic. It's fine.
Well, and we can go in the details of Stormtrooper armor at some other point, but yes.
I feel like they've cut some corners there as well. They don't stop much.
Well, it's not like the armor that Moff Gideon uses when he infuses it with the
I'm saying like why even wear the armor if when you get shot it's as if you're not wearing anything at all?
Yeah, it's pointless.
Because they get shot in the shoulder and they die. They're like, or either that or they just play dead. They're like, fuck this, I'm out.
Only with blaster bolts, which is what most people have. But the alien surgeon was very cool.
Yes.
With all 4 arms and his Lobot
that was tough.
Pieces on him. And even after all that, poor kid still didn't make it.
Nope.
Although it was nice to see that Andor was like, no, we're going to the doctor. Because he felt something for the kid at that point.
Yeah, absolutely he did.
And Andor has the conversation with Skeen. And when Skeen goes, oh, yeah, you know that whole backstory I told you about? That was all a lie. None of it means anything. And how about we just like skip out right now with the $40 million?
Yeah.
And then he didn't even hesitate and just shot him.
Dang.
There was no.
That's Andor's thing, though. Like Andor's thing's like, huh?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, it's like, oh,
that's his move.
Wait, I was only joking.
But it's great because there's no dialogue. It's not like well, you know, that's like it. Boom, no hesitation, just takes the shot.
Yeah, and then the lady asks, like, where's Skeen? He's like, he's fucking dead. Like, that fool is going to fucking turn on all of us.
Yes. And then, of course, because of the Aldhani heist, all hands on deck. And the Empire is pissed.
And now they know.
Yes. And they want some stuff. And while that's going on, Luthen is just laughing his ass off.
It was a great scene when he gets told about it at the dinner party and he has to have this reaction of like, what? Ridiculous. And then he like walks off to his little room and just has nice chuckle.
He's got a different customer in there and they're looking at jewelry and he's got I guess it's the customer's husband who's just sitting in the background because he could care less because she's shopping.
Right.
And he goes, hey, you got anything here from Aldhani? And he perks up like, what do you mean? He goes, oh yeah, it's in the news. Some big thing happening. And he just walks off and laughs his ass off. Like they did it.
And Andor, surprisingly, even though several characters that we've grown to like over the past few episodes died just recently, somehow ends on an up note. Not sure how, but it ended positively. I feel like I was like, "Oh,
you didn't show the picture of the Mon Mothra shit where she was in the Senate." Like I thought you were going to show the picture of that.
Well, it was just because it was really the speech had nothing to do. It was you could feel the panic in the Senate as they're reading the news too. Like, oh shit, something's going down.
That was a cool part. I was like, oh,
yeah, and that's when she picks up her data pad, reads it, and is like, oh shit.
I think this show works. All those cool parts work because we know what they're going to lead to. We know.
I agree.
You know, we already know some of the stuff and so seeing these little details fleshed out again, sometimes when these details get fleshed out, they're done poorly and it makes for like, you're like, why did they even make this? It's garbage. But like, it's just done with such care. So
here's the slide I was telling you about, Sean. Given what we know is going to happen in season 2 and the tie-ins with it leading up to, Rogue One, and with what's happening in the background as far as the rebellion, these are the characters that I thought have a possibility of making some type of appearance. Now, Princess Leia is going to be a teenager. She'll be like 14 years old at this point. So
maybe not her.
You could put another person in her place, Grand Moff Tarkin, but I don't know if Disney's resolved all of the issues with using his likeness.
Well, I'll say we're not getting Thrawn. We're not going to get. We may get Tarkin. I would say Tarkin, Vader, Emperor, definitely. Maybe Hera. Maybe just the Ghost. I don't know. Probably just the Ghost. I don't know if they're going to do Hera. Ahsoka, no, I don't see Ahsoka. But Ahsoka's name during the rebellion was
Fulcrum.
So maybe we'll hear the name.
That would be cool. That's what I'd said, is that even if you just give me her voice over a comm saying this is Fulcrum, I'm good. Because that is just a little touch that ties it together.
That's cool.
That would be awesome.
We'll definitely get the Emperor. I'm pretty sure we'll get the Emperor, not, scrolly, ugly face Emperor, but, the clean. Well, yeah, I guess.
No, he looks like that now.
You could have a meeting with the Emperor looking all creepy in his throne room, and like one of the generals comes up and he's getting dressed down and then starts to mouth off, and then fucking Vader steps out from the shadows, who's been there the whole time. Like, what the fuck you gotta say? Like, oh shit, I could see a scene like that. Tough.
That would be tough. That would be.
Of course, it would be weird if he stepped out of the shadows and he was like, and you're like, how come I haven't heard that for the last 5 minutes? You've been holding your breath this whole time, brother. What's going on over there?
But then the volume down.
But then it, I would love to see not that Vader helmet. I would love to see the Rebels Vader helmet, like that newest. But then again,
that Macquarie looking
Macquarie style helmet. But I don't know if we would get that.
You're not getting that in live action.
I know it'd be so great though. It'd be so good.
Yes.
Yeah,
but
great.
It's such good stuff.
Good job.
Andor, Arc 2, Season 1. Hero.
So now remember, for the next one, it's not a 3-episode arc; it's 4.
Yep. So the next episode we will do 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Yes, and that will take us through.
I didn't even realize these were arcs, though. Like I didn't even I'm so stupid.
Yeah, the next arc is like the prison arc.
Yeah.
Yes.
That shit was crazy.
And that is when we get a couple of the speech monologues that are fantastic. Luthen does his. You've got
Andor has one.
Andor has one. You have
fucking Smeagol has one.
Yes.
What's his name? God damn it. What's his name? Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis.
Yes.
Shit, I can't wait for that, man. Damn, I didn't even realize. Like, I just realized.
But if it's 4 episodes, that means we're gonna have to not spend so much time on.
Yeah, and you got to down. We got to shrink it down.
No, we need to keep Andor conversation going, but we need to shrink down the other stuff.
Yeah.
We get started with Andor about minute 15 or 20 instead of minute 35.
Yeah, I agree. All right,
but. This show is so good.
I thought we were doing this episode by episode. I didn't know we were doing it in arcs.
Sean wanted to laugh, but we're going to run out of time. It would be Andor season 2 would be over by the time we got to the end.
When's Andor season 2? When does it start?
April 22nd.
We got time. How many episodes of fucking Andor was it?
12.
Well, you figure we've got 4. Yeah, we've got basically 4 weeks, and 2 of them will be doing the next 2 arcs,
Well,
or 5.
no, because what we're on episode. We did
We
4,
got
5, 6, 7,
This is
8, 9.
Great content.
Fuck.
Yeah,
10,
we got
11, 12. Oh shit.
We got-
Damn. Oh well. All right, cool. I was trying to break it down. I didn't realize it, but listen, we're still on the road to Andor. I gotta.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. So shit. Oh well. Listen, I enjoyed it. Everybody enjoyed it, right?
Hell yeah.
Good
Thank you
stuff.
for joining us. Make sure you like, subscribe. Let us know what we're doing wrong. Let us know what we're doing right. If you enjoy the show, like, subscribe, do whatever. Just like the show. We appreciate it. You know.
Yeah. If you got
And-
anything you want to throw out there for us to look at, please do.
Please do. Yeah, we're enjoying the show, and just reach out, man. We have a Facebook page. We have you can reach me on Star Wars on DM, PM, whatever you want to do. But yeah, man, reach out to me, man. Let us know how we doing here, and then we want to get some feedback. But yeah, thank you for joining us. This is Sean.
This is Steve.
And this is Ed.
I keep forgetting my place. Like that's been like a thing for a few weeks now. Like, whoa.
Here they come.
I don't know why I'm playing that. May the force be with you.
Always.
Okay.